Assalamualaikum, good day. So in today's session, we're diving into two key players in the world of Java database connectivity, JDBC. First one is ResultSet and the next one is SQL Exception. These are like the dynamic duo of database land. One helps you to fetch data and the other one will keep you on your toes when things goes wrong. So in order to make this concept easier to understand, I got a fun analogy for you. Imagine a chef in a bustling kitchen. The database is like a pantry full of ingredients. The result set is the recipe book that tells the chef what to do. And the SQL exception, well, that's the burnt toast when something goes wrong. Right, so let's break it down. In the video, we saw our chef working in the kitchen. That's the pantry again represent the database, a storage full of ingredients like users, products, and orders. The recipe book was the result set, giving step-by-step instructions for what to retrieve from the database. And the last one, the burnt toast, that was an analogy for SQL exception, popping up when something went wrong. Okay, let's capture this thing into real-world coding. So I'm going to create a new file. Say new JSP. I'm going to give it like this thing. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to import necessary library. Page import Java dot SQL dot style. Okay, and then I will need to import my DB here, just like what you did with login action before. So in the login option before, we need to include db.jsp so that we can reuse the DB connection. One copy, and I'm going to put this kilos, and then we're going to put some code before the body. So in this body, I'm going to reuse my connection. So our connection is from DB connection, because this one we have stored this according to our server specification. Your server might be your local host, or if your server is not in your computer, you might want to include the IP address of your computer. Okay, so that's on you. Okay, so my server resides in a computer or in my LAN. It's in my Windows machine. As you can see, I'm using Mac right now, so I need to use the IP address of my Windows machine. So you modify this according to your specification. Okay. So all of this you might want to change based on your specification. I'm just going to copy for the sake of try to make it faster. Try So we need to catch ES section SQL exception SQL exception. Catch SQL exception E. Yes, E. Try catch. E dot print E dot print directories. Yes. Okay. It goes with that maximum to system to be closed. It throws some warning here, but if you put some code in the try it will goes away. All right, this one we can ignore, but for production you might want to use better code here. All right, so we are going to print something from our table. So our string query, we're going to select stuff or select everything from our database. I'm going to look here and probably we want to refresh this. Okay, so I might want to see my employees in my table. So select star from employees. Okay, so that will do it. So so-called employees, and we need to create a statement here. Prepared statement. So our connection prepared statement connection. Okay. Okay, so we need to declare prepare statement and the connection first. Connection equals to null. Then we have prepared statement. This one will put it in null as well. And then we have the result set. So con dot prepared statement. Okay, so prepared statement. So what do we put here? Since we have that query, so I'm just query Save this. When you want to pull data from database, you typically use something called a query. So in my case, I have select star from employees, and this will retrieve all the data in my employees table. This table is inside my Hermes database, where it resides in my Windows machine located in my LAN. So this is the IP address of my machine. Okay, so this query select star from employees will take all data from that column, from that table, and then I will use a prepared statement to process this. So next will be rs, and we have the rs above. Rs equals to prepared statement pstmt dot execute query. So this will execute the query. When after when we execute this query, it will give us a result set, which is like a box holding all the rows written by the query. So this will send the query to the database and bring back the result, and we can use that data to be presented to our user through the means of table or whatever UI that you wish to use. So let's execute query, and then after this I will create a table out.print line. So I will create a table so this table, come on, copy. Okay, I will create the closing tag. Inside will be the table row, okay, and inside this table row I would like to take only 3 columns from my employees. So although I use asterisks and get all the columns here, but I think I'm just going to show only 2 of them, 2 of the columns available for me. So I will use the first one to show the first name. It's going to be first name. And then second name. I'm going to save this. I'm going to test whether the table will be rendered or not. Okay, I'm going to test this and see if my table works as like it should. Okay, as you can see here, my table is rendered properly. So I'm going to move Next, to take the data from my base or from my table, while rs.next. Okay, so while the data keep feeding my result set, so I'm going to take them one by one. So I need to declare a few variables like first name, cat, rs dot cat string, and inside this is our column name, first name. Okay, so we need to follow exactly like our column name, and then the next one, this is last name, okay, same goes here, change this to last name. Okay, so I think it is appropriate that we'll put this as last name. Okay, so out dot print line, we need to print the row first. Okay, so the first row, and then here we're going to close that row tag. Inside is our table row, sorry, the data itself. First TD, this is going to be TD, copy, inside first one will be first. Okay, and then we're going to repeat this with the second one, first name, last name, okay. So if everything is good, then we can close the table. This should be down below, Control X. So here we are going to loop all the rows until we reach the end of our data. So I'm going to stop the server, start this again, alright, and see if we can get this rendered properly. Alright, so as we can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 data, and this one is concurrent to the data inside our table. So I think we have managed to take all the data from our database.